Alright, so today we are going to be showing you a rare species of animal. We're going to be drawing it because we've only seen it once in the wild, and we're going to recapture its essence and explain to you its anatomy and what it's all about. So Brent here is going to start us off. Okay, so here we've got this is the outer portion of the body. You'll see that we have a nice round area here, which stores a good part of organs, okay? Organs used for living. Okay? Now, to add on, the animal here had really long legs, but very thin, wiry long legs. There's one, two, and oddly enough, it had 3 legs, but the third leg came out just adjacent of both legs. We're not sure what the third leg is for yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, so here we have the body area, which, oddly enough, when we were looking at it, it's hard to capture in the drawing here, but it had a very rotund stomach. If Brent can recreate that for us, a very big...
One moment.
There you go. Spot on. Also, I'd like to add that its feet here were bright green. Not sure what it's for. Probably an adaptation of, I don't know, some kind of camouflage or something. So here we have its large stomach. Accompanying its 3 legs, it also had 2 arms, which I will draw now. These arms were, unfortunately, very inadequate. They're very short and very pincer-type arms. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the head, which I will recreate for you now. Now, do not be scared. This is only a drawing, and it's not real. However, the images that you might see shortly might frighten you. It had 2 very large, round eyeballs. However, inside these eyes are very small pupils. Again, I will go ahead and rephrase what I said earlier. This is not alive. This is a recreation of an animal that exists. So it has 2 very large eyes. However, it has a very odd head shape, which I'll recreate for you now. Very spiky formation. Here. All the way down to the neck. Here we're going to get into the mouth area. Go. And, including on its head, it had a very large black nose. For smelling, finding food, and I assume that because of its prominence, perhaps for mating.
Its
Now,
tail may look like a lead pipe, but it is not.
See, originally, I remember this, Brent brought this up to me when we first saw the animal. Initially, what we both saw was the tail, which, again, looked exactly like a lead pipe. Not sure why it evolved this way, or, you know, what advances in its, genome caused it to have a lead pipe for a tail, or rather a tail that looks like a lead pipe, but it truly did have one. Shocking stuff. Now we're going to move on to the mouth. I remember when we saw it, which was only for maybe a brief moment. It was flailing its very thin tongue outwards like this. It wasn't making any noise, just very silent flapping. Now, we're going to move on to the environment of this animal. We'll finish up this review real quick, and then we'll explain its innards here. So, it lives in a very tall, thin grass environment. which was relatively easy for us to navigate. We assume it eats bugs because of its long tongue, and around it were flies. Flies were absolutely everywhere. However, the animal did carry a very strong, pungent smell. Which, I think we viewed this from, if I can't remember correctly, how many feet were we away from this, Brent?
About about 7 or 8.
About 7 or 8 feet. So, if the average human here, I'm gonna make a small box here up at the top left. If you see this, it's a red box. I'm gonna go ahead and make a small diagram here. So, if we had, this is the average height of a human. We're gonna say this is maybe we're gonna say 6 feet. Okay, 6 feet here.
It's fairly average, yes.
Fairly average. This animal here would approximately be about this tall, which would bring us around maybe 4 to 5 feet.
And upon first look of us approaching this animal, it was very lax. It did not
Oh,
mind our
absolutely! It
presence at all.
didn't mind at all. Um, I'm not sure if it noticed us because it had a very 1,000 yard stare. It really didn't move around a whole bunch. Which is unfortunate because we couldn't see it for too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and move into the inner portion here. So luckily, Brent and I brought with us a very special machine. It's called the XRM27. Now, what the XRM27 lets us do is it shoots X-ray pulses towards a subject and takes a picture, which lets us peek inside of this animal. Now, originally, what we thought we were going to see was fairly average. The large stomach here, and a rib cage, here, and some joints, some tendons here and holding things up. However, what we found inside was incredibly strange. What we originally thought the stomach was going to be, we found a very human-like brain, which we haven't confirmed if it's something the animal has eaten, or if in fact it was a brain. It was just kind of floating there.
Uh,
Also,
it
yeah,
was projected that the cranial capacity of this brain was that of humans.
yes. And Brent, if Brent would like to carry on here in this subject, this is actually one of Brent's specialties. This is why we brought him along. In fact, he's the operator of the XRM27. Brent, if you could tell us about the this region here, if you could color that in for us here.
This region, one of the things that we found most strange about it is instead of intestines, there weren't intestines at all. It was just meat. There were no organs. It was just meat.
And see, and the reason I'm going to further explain this, the reason this is so incredible that there weren't any intestines or anything like that is because we aren't actually sure, the whole purpose of this animal at all. Most animals, they have a reproductive system. This one doesn't. Most animals, have an immune system, respiratory system, central nervous system. Apart from the brain, we aren't sure what's going on inside. Apart from some little bits of grass here, which I'll throw in, that is generally what was inside. You see all this vacant space here? Meat is all it was. 100% meat inside this. Now, unfortunately, Britt and I had to go because some natural predators in the area were starting to find out where we were, so we had to make quick movements to get out of there. But we were so lucky to see this creature, and we are very happy to bring it back to life on this screen for you. My name is Dr. Creek. I'm accompanied here by my XRM27 engineer, Brent Thompson. Thank you guys so much for watching. And please tune in to our channel here. We'll be updating with more finds on what we see in the field. We're also here accompanied by, can't leave them out, TRG Fan. He, in fact, is the one who provided us with this drawing arrangement here. He's very good at spelling. Again, thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.